Welcome into another American River College Athletics broadcast brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. Today we have the ARC men's baseball team taking on Butte. And now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to American River College. This is Beaver Field, the baseball diamond, where the American River College Beavers are hosting the Butte College Roadrunners in a rematch from yesterday. The Roadrunners took yesterday's game 5-0. Carson Seaman, who's today's DH, threw a 4-hit shutout at the Beavers yesterday, and the Beavers pitching was pretty good themselves as well. They only gave up 2 earned runs but lost at 5-0, committing 4 errors behind their pitchers. So hopefully a better defensive performance for them today, and kind of the same caliber of pitching performance. Miles Myers is on the mound. Miles is out, a right-handed pitcher, sophomore out of Placer High. He will be the starting pitcher for the Beavers today against Butte College. The Roadrunners at 10-2 on the season, so they are very hot very early. They'll have a lineup that starts off with Landon Gomes, the left fielder. He's batting first. Jake Agarwal, the center fielder, hits second. Then Ryan McCarthy, the right fielder, batting third. Those are the first 3 hitters in the top of the first. Carson Seaman, the aforementioned Carson Seaman, the DH today. He'll bat fourth. Evan Stouch is the third baseman, hitting fifth. Alex Garcia, the first baseman, bats sixth. Then Colby Emerald, the catcher, batting seventh. Cole Arnold, the second baseman, and Patrick Berry, the shortstop, rounds it off for the Butte College Roadrunners. Their pitcher today is Hunter Timothy, and he is a 1-0 on the season with a 6.23 ERA. Miles Meyer on the hill for the Beavers, finishing up his warm-up tosses as we're out here at Beaver Field. A little bit breezy, but a nice day out here, about 60 degrees or so. I had to take a time out there. My wife had sent me a text, and that never happened, so I had to call back and see if I should come home after the game or not. And Stones, I'll be coming over to your place after the contest. You might call Mrs. Stones and tell her that she's having a guy bunk, an extra bunker over there. But let's put that aside. I'm a professional. I'll go ahead and go on with the broadcast as Miles continues to throw what I conservatively estimate is 32 warm-up pitches, trying to get ready for today's game. He'll be backed by, behind the plate, Aiden Imperial, the catcher today for the Beavers. At first base, Willie Tatum. David Centeno is at second base. Darren Eels at shortstop, and Anthony Packard over at third. Marcus Babada in left, Dominic Ott in center, and Jonas Diaz is in right field today with Miles Meyer on the mound. And finally, we've got Landon Gomes coming up here, the left fielder. Landon hitting at .351 in the early going, has a home run and 7 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter steps in. Let's see. Landon coming to us from Ferndale. He's a sophomore. Miles Meyer from the stretch. First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. Miles making his 4th appearance of the year. He has no record so far. Just 7 1/3 innings. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Gomes takes right down the middle, call strike. We heard the umpires up here in the press box discussing the way they were going to handle it, the protocols and everything. And Stones McCoy says, hey, we know it's fixed. I don't know why he would say a thing like that. That doesn't sound right. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2. So I thought, that's just right off the cuff there. Puts us behind the 8 ball with the umpires, which you don't want to do. 1-2, no, you're not turning your mic on, not yet anyway. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Myers. Comes set at the belt. Breaking ball just missed outside, 2-2. We've got company up here. We've got Dave, the statistician, to my right. Then Sylvia on the scoreboard. No, Sophie. Okay, I was close. Okay, I got to start over. Can we start the top of the first over again? This is not working out for me. 2-2 pitches down low. Okay, we'll start again. We'll try that. We'll try the bottom of the inning. We'll do introductions then. Okay, because the top of the inning just didn't work out. Okay, so Sophie's doing the ticket taking. Well, that's what I thought. Okay. Again, they don't run this by me before the game starts. How can I be expected to figure it out? That's it. A line drive over shortstop into left center field. Base hit cutting over as Babada. He cuts it off as Gomes rounds first and settles in after the first hit of the ball game for Landon Gomes. He is down at first, nobody out. It brings up Jake Agarwal. Agarwal, .348 with 4 runs batted in on the season. Jake is another sophomore. He's out of Kenwood, Illinois. Although I have to check all my stats now after I messed up with the scoreboard operator. That one's hit high up in the air right field. Jonas Diaz is going to go back a little bit. Has a beat on it. Medium deep right field and makes the catch for the first out. So Agarwal is retired on a fly ball to right field. 1 out and brings up Ryan McCarthy to the plate. Ryan, a sophomore out of British Columbia, and he is doing pretty well at this American baseball thing. 536 on the season, 5 home runs, and 16 runs batted in. And Dave, the statistician, gave me the heads up on this guy. Says he's the real deal. So we'll see. Ryan, a left-handed hitter. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to McCarthy. On deck is Carson Seaman, the DH. 1 out, 1 on, top of the first. Just getting started here, Beavers and Roadrunners. Beavers 2-8 on the season. Roadrunners are 10-2. Meyer steps off. Gets Gomes back to first base. Landon with 351 coming in and has a base hit to his credit here. A line drive into left center field to open this one up. There he goes. The pitch is high and outside. The throw from Imperial down to second base is going to be a little bit late. And sliding in head first with the stolen base is Gomes. So he puts himself in scoring position. 1 ball and 1 strike on McCarthy. 16 runs batted in, as we mentioned, in just 12 ball games for McCarthy. He's thinking that way. Meyer's now with an open base, but it's a little bit early to think that way. But when you got a guy batting .536, maybe you change your protocols a little bit. Meyer's taking his time getting a sign from Imperial. Now he's ready to go. Eels holding the runner on a little bit at second. 1-1 pitch is hit down the first base line, but foul. 1-2. So Eels at shortstop, able to play behind the runner with the left-handed McCarthy at the plate. So he is keeping Gomes as close to the bag as he can. Hampering the jump he can get off. Perhaps holding him at third on a base hit to the outfield. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on McCarthy. Fastball, call strike 3 outside corner. Myers had a little bit of speed on that one. Gets his first strike out of the game, does Miles. And that will bring up Carson Seaman. Carson out of Placer High up in Auburn, hitting a .280 clip. He has 9 runs batted in. He played for the Lincoln Potters over the summer. We did the games for the Summer League Lincoln Potters out in Lincoln, and Carson showed up late in the season with the blue baseball bat and went out and hit a home run in the first at bat. It was almost like folklore. It was almost like Paul Bunyan or something. For Beaver fans, they hope he does not repeat that right here. First pitch, a breaking ball outside. Carson with a 4-hitter, a complete game 4-hitter yesterday in the 5-0 Butte win. Comes back today as the designated hitter, hitting at .280. Right-hander against the right-hander Meyer. Fastball just a little bit high. I don't have the high schools for the American River players, and I hate to speculate because I'm not doing so well today, but I think Miles Myers is from Placer as well. So I think we have Placer against Placer. A Hillman battle here today. 2-0 pitch now. Takes it down the middle, call strike. Meyer obviously a little bit of velocity, a little bit of heat on that fastball. The one he got the third call strike on Ryan McCarthy, and now it's 2-1 on Carson Seaman. Evan Stouch, the third baseman on deck, the number 5 hitter in the order. Meyer checks the runner at second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch is in there for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Miles Meyer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just getting started here. Already a little bit of action. We've got a runner in scoring position. Look back at second. 2-2 on the way. Another breaking ball swung on and missed. So Meyer comes out with 2 straight strikeouts to get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of a half an inning. It is the Roadrunners nothing and the Beavers coming to bat.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the first. Good job by Miles Meyer to get out of that little jam in the top of the first. He gave up the hit to Gomes, who stole second, but struck out McCarthy and Seaman. McCarthy looking, Seaman swinging. So good job by Miles Meyer. We go to the bottom of the first, and here's Dominic Ott. Dominic Ott, 275. Comes to us from Wood Creek High School. He's a sophomore. Has a home run and 4 runs batted in on the season. He hits a ball well into center field, but the center fielder is Agarwal, makes the catch. So Ott lines the first pitch out to center field, hit it well, but nothing for the effort. 1 out, and here's Aiden Imperial. Aiden, the catcher. The freshman comes up here with an average of 350. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Hunter Timothy on the hill for Butte College. He works from the windup, and the pitch is, I thought it was right down the middle, but evidently I was wrong. I'm wrong about everything else. My apologies to Morella, who says that she is not Sophie, and finally got her name right. Fastball, ball 2. Even I could see that one. And then Lance is the guy handling the music. Yeah. And hopefully he will not put on any Michael Jackson, because then Stones will start to dance. 2-0 pitch right down the middle. That was right down the middle, 2-1. And I saw that dance yesterday at the basketball game, and I do not, or was it a softball? I don't know. I don't want to see it again. 2-1 pitch, took something off. It swung on and missed by Imperial. He's even in the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. David Centeno, the second baseman, on deck. Odd fly to center to start the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-2. That's hit out towards shortstop, picked up by Patrick Berry. Across the diamond, get him by a step over at first base. Imperial legs it out, but he's out by a step as Berry throws it third to first. Alex Garcia is at first base. Cole Arnold at second. Berry at short. Evan Stouch at third. Landon Gomes in left. Jake Agarwal in center. Ryan McCarthy in right. Colby Emerald behind the plate, and Hunter Timothy on the hill. Here's David Centeno. Pop up left side. Is that going to get out of play? Here comes the catcher over here and cannot make the play as it's in the stands, and luckily misses everybody over there. Good crowd out here on it's Friday, right? Yes. Friday afternoon. I got to check everything with Stones today. 0-1. David just 2-for-3 on the season, so by average he's a pretty fearsome hitter, but just 3 at bats. Small sample size for the second baseman. That was a little bit high for a ball. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swinging a miss. Fastball inside corner. Quickly 1-2 on deck. Evan Rice, the DH today. If David can get on base against Hunter Timothy. 1-0 on the season, Hunter Timothy. That's a high fastball. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Timothy out of Pioneer High School. He is a freshman. Works from the windup, but it's a compact windup. It is just a little outside and low, 3-2. So Centeno works the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of breeze blowing in, so it makes it even harder to get out of this big ballpark here. Swing and a miss. He got him on strike. So 1-2-3 for Timothy in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. Butte nothing and American River nothing.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed a job. personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Back to Beaver Field, top of the second. No score in this one. Miles Meyer taking his warm-up tosses. He'll face Evan Stouch and Alex Garcia and Colby Emerald, the first three for the Roadrunners, who come in here at 10-2. They had a runner at second base in the top of the first, not able to bring him around as the throw goes down from Aiden Imperial down to second base. Resetting the Beavers infield, we got Willie Tatum over at first, David Centeno at second, Darren Eels at short, and Anthony Packard over at third. In left, Marcus Bravado, Dominic Ott in center, and Jonas Diaz in right. Aiden Imperial is behind the plate, and Miles Meyer on the mound. The right-hander will face the right-hander Evan Stouch at 273. 3 home runs for Stouch this year, and 12 runs batted in 12 games. First pitch is in there, call strike. Stouch thought it was a little bit high. A sophomore out of Vista High School, Evan Stouch. That one misses the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike, followed by Garcia and Amaral here in the top of the second. Miles Meyer against Hunter Timothy, the mound matchup. 1-1. Got it in there in the off-speed pitch. 1-2 on Evan Stouch. Third baseman wearing number 28 for the Roadrunners, who are wearing very Roadrunner colors today. Brown and gold and blending into the environment. Oh, that hit him right on the helmet. Got away, and Myers might have slipped there coming his plant foot, but it looks like Stouch is okay. Checking him out, he runs down to first base. Doesn't take off his helmet until he gets there. That's a pro move right there. And he will be at first base with nobody out. Second inning in a row, the Roadrunners have their leadoff man on base, but a little more painful for Evan Stouch than it was for Landon Gomes in the top of the first. And here's number 11, Alex Garcia, the first baseman. Alex hitting at, he's 5 for 12 on the season, so that's pretty darn good. First pitch is high and inside. Alex, already my favorite player when we do the Potters. Lincoln Potters during the summer, we like to take players' hometowns and find the best one, and Alex Garcia may have the winner. And we'll reveal it right after this. It may be the winner. 1-0 pitch coming up. Speed gets in there for a strike, 1-1. That pitch looks good for Miles Meyer. Alex Garcia, according to what I have here, is from the North Pole. He's from the North Pole. So, I mean, that's just drop the mic right there. Yeah, that's a winner. Throw over to first base. And Stouch is back. So, yeah, we've had fantastic hometowns over our time, 5 years with the Potters. We've had good winners every year for the best hometown contest, but I don't know, you can beat North Pole. Yeah. Maybe it's just North Pole High School from, that's probably what it is. It's not North Pole, Alaska. It's North Pole High School in Arkansas. I did a little research. Well, I just looked at it, saw North Pole, and never looked back. But it's probably North Pole High School in Arkansas. I just thought AK was Alaska. What do I know? Swing and a miss. No, the North Pole is not in Arkansas. Although some would have you believe that it is. I have been off on many things today, but that one, I don't mind. I still think North Pole High School in Arkansas is a good one. Check the runner at first. Oh, there is? Okay, so it is. All right, so Big Matt telling me, okay, so that's where it is by Fairbanks. Beautiful. Fantastic. Yeah. Maybe pay more attention to being the announcer and not as much listening. Maybe that's what you should do. Outside for a ball. Throw down to first base. The runner is back. I'm looking to the side. This guy's holding down a phone. I'm like, don't you have a job here? And he gets all the way back. He doesn't even have to do anything until the next batter comes up. Oh, that's the gig to have. Are you kidding me? Good lead over at first for Stouch. And there he goes. The pitch is a breaking ball. It's too high. The throw to second bases gets down there in time, but he is safe as the ball rolls out. I think he was going to be safe anyway. Looked like he got there a little bit before the ball. So Stouch with the stolen base. Full count now on Alex Garcia, who's caused so much controversy up here in the booth. He got Matt to get out of his seat, which he's not supposed to do. I'm going to talk to the boss about that. I bet he's one of those guys that, every Christmas Eve he has to chart where Santa is and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, on his phone. Breaking ball. That's ball 4 somewhere. Garcia was very convinced it was, but nobody else was on the Beaver side. So 2 on, nobody out, hit by a pitch and a walk, and here is Colby Amaral. 308 on the season, a home run and 5 batted in for the catcher. From Nevada Union High School, which I know where that is, nowhere near the North Pole, but Grass Valley. I mean, it gets cold up there. 2 on, nobody out here in the second. He shows bunt. There's the pitch. He bunts at it, and it gets past the catcher. I thought I might have fouled it off, but evidently he didn't. So it gets past Imperial, goes back to the backstop, and actually does the job of a sacrifice bunt. So it's 0-1 on Amaral, but the runners move up to second and third. Stouch at third, and now Garcia at second. Still nobody out here in the top of the second. Cole Arnold to follow, and then Patrick Berry, the 8 and 9 hitters. Wide open stance by Amaral. That's a fastball just outside for a ball, 1-1. One ball, one strike, top of the second. No score as of yet, but runners at second and third for the Roadrunners. Stouch was hit by a pitch, and Garcia walked on a 3-2 pitch that was a little close for comfort. That's a breaking ball, and that's down low. 2-1 on Amaral. Aiden Imperial behind the plate for the Beavers in this one. Yesterday's game went to the Roadrunners 5-0. They're threatening here in the top of the second. That's a fastball. That's in there for a strike. 2-2. This guy looks like he embraces the high strike, the high fastball, which I think is very American. The high fastball should be a strike. I don't care how high it is. 2-2. That's high. A little too high even for me. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. Settles in at the plate. The right hand hitting Amaral. Left foot pulled a little bit back so it's an open stance against Meyer. Big out here. That's a little too high, ball 4. So Miles didn't miss by much again, but missed by enough. So it's a bases loaded with a hit by pitch and 2 walks. And here comes Cole Arnold, the second baseman. Cole at 192 on the season. Sophomore out of Livermore. And then we're going to have a little meeting at the mound here and talk to Miles Meyer. Go out there and probably just get him to. He's not missing by, as I said. I mean, obviously the hit batter, when you hit a guy in the helmet, you miss by a lot. But the other 2 didn't hit by much. Stones McCoy, what do you got to offer me? Oh, yes, I do want to talk about the crab feed. That's tomorrow, 5 to 10. ARC Student Center, the ARC Alumni Association crab feed. $70 tickets, supports American River College student athletes. And what do you get for that? Well, you get great food. It's a crab feed. Come on. You get great drinks.
Yeah, but you're burying the lead.
You get a silent auction, and you get the Garrett Perkins Project.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. Which the last I heard, I mean, I was listening to him do sound check, kind of a heavy metal, hip hop kind of Karen Carpenter sound.
I can't. We're not going to miss that.
You cannot. You can't actually describe that. You just got to hear it. So get out there. You can scan the phone, scan the screen right now. The QR code is up there. Go to arcbeavers.com and follow all the prompts. Make your way through the labyrinth and get some tickets and support our student athletes. Fastball right down the middle on Cole Arnold. 0-1. The second baseman, Patrick Berry, the shortstop, on deck. Runners at first, second, and third, a.k.a. bases loaded. Here in the top of the second, Miles Meyer delivered the 0-1. That swung on and missed. 0-2. Big cut by Cole Arnold. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Imperial flashing the signs out to Miles Meyer. He's coming set. Here's the 0-2. Just a little bit outside and high. 1-2. Back here next Tuesday, I believe, for the next ball game. Home game here on American River College Athletics YouTube. And we thank you for joining us. Next week, I think we have Tuesday and Friday home games for the baseball team. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Big out right there for Meyer. Arnold goes down to the third strikeout for Miles Meyer. And now here's the number 9 hitter, Patrick Berry. But by numbers, no normal number 9 hitter, hitting at .395 with 10 runs batted in on the season. Hitting from the left side, Patrick out of Reno, Nevada, Reno High School. Packard is even with the bag at third against the left-handed hitting Berry. First pitch is a fastball. It misses somewhere. 1 ball and no strikes on Berry. Top of the order, Landon Gomes, who singled to open this game, is on deck. So both games next week, part of a 3-game series against Solano College. That is in there for a strike. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday and Friday will be here. Both those games, first pitch is at 2 o'clock on your ARC Athletics YouTube, if you're not able to make it out to Beaver Field. 1 ball, 1 strike coming up to Patrick Berry. We are happy to bring it to you. That's a check swing. Look good. It's in there for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the left-hand hitting shortstop. Batting in the number 9 spot. Stouch, Garcia, and Amaral, the 3 runners. 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. So still 1-2 on Patrick Berry. Imperial pounced on it, but it was a foul ball. Gets a new one from the umpire. Gets it out to Meyer, wearing number 25. Beavers with the red jerseys and white pants. Multicolored socks. I like that. Little red, white stripes. 1-2 pitch coming up here to Berry. Fastball just misses that outside corner. 2-2. Berry, cool as a cucumber. Never gave it a second thought. With a little outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield at double play depth in the middle. As we said, Packard even with the bag at third. Tatum behind the runner at first. 2-2 coming up from Meyer. Chop back out toward the mound. It looks like Meyer's going to get it underhand at home, and he's going to force the runner at home. They throw it back to first, and it is a little bit too late. Willie Tatum brought the high throw down, but it's a fielder's choice. Berry will reach base, but Stouch is retired. Other runners move up, so we've got Garcia at third, Amaral at second, and now Berry at first. And here's Landon Gomes, who came into the game hitting .351 and laced a single to left to lead it off. Back in the first inning, stole second and was stranded there when Meyer struck out McCarthy and Thiemann. So bases still loaded, now 2 outs. That ball's inside for a ball. Down low a little bit too. Off-speed pitch from Miles Meyer. 1-0 on Gomes. To follow is Jake Agarwal. One-0 pitch is outside, gets away from Imperial. Here comes the runner in for third. He's going to score easily. So first run of the game belongs to Butte College. Other runners move up, so second and third is Berry and Amaral. a run without benefit of a hit, and still Landon Gomes up here with now a 2-0 count on him. The sophomore from Ferndale. One nothing Roadrunners. 2-0 count on Gomes. Right-hand hitting left fielder waits. Meyer, here's the pitch. Chopped out to the hole, knocked down by Eels. He's not going to be able to make a play, though. It's an infield single for Gomes and an RBI, and it's now 2-0 in favor of the Roadrunners. Nothing Darren Eels could do. Actually, probably saved a run by knocking that one down, keeping it on the infield. Amaral scores. Moving to third is Barry. Over at first now is Gomes, and here's Jake Agarwal, the right center fielder. Flied to right field his first time. Jake from Kenwood, Illinois. He is also a sophomore, is up here. Runners at first and third. That's a high fastball, 1-0. So Gomes is the first hit of the inning, still an infield hit. Got a hit by pitch, a couple of walks, a strikeout, then a fielder's choice. Pass ball or wild pitch. I'll have to get the scoring on that, and then a single by Gomes. Fastball on the inside corner. Good-looking pitch by Miles Meyer. 1 ball, 1 strike on the center fielder from Butte, Jake Agarwal. Brian McCarthy on deck. The big left-hander out of British Columbia. Meyer checks the runner at first base. That is Gomes. He went last time. He did not go this time. That's line drive out to right field. Diaz moves over, still goes over, and reaches up and makes a running catch. Nice play by Jonas Diaz out in right field. So it's 2 runs, it's 1 hit, it's 2 left at the end of an inning and a half. The Roadrunners 2 and the Beavers nothing.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the second, 2-0. Butte leads this one. Evan Rice, Jonas Diaz, and Willie Tatum, the first 3 hitters against Hunter Timothy. Timothy, 13 innings pitched and 16 hits. There's a high pop-up. See if it stays in the park. The catcher going over and reaches over and cannot make the play in that tough area. That's the Bermuda Triangle over there by the dugout. We had a couple of catchers go over there, and you just don't know what's over there. And Rice will have another chance. Timothy, 13 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 strikeouts, 7 walks. He had a strikeout in the first inning. Did not give up any hits. And now he's 0-1 on Evan Rice. Rice swings and fouls that one back to the screen. One and 1 on Evan Rice. That's outside for a ball. Evan ahead in the count, 2-1. The freshman, a third baseman, today he is the DH, as Anthony Packard is over at third. That's lined right back up the middle, just pitched the pitcher into center field. Rice delivers the first hit of the game for the Beavers. Solid single to center. Puts Evan over there at first base and brings up Jonas Diaz, the right fielder. Jonas hitting at a 160 clip early in the season.
Right fielder Jonas
does have 2 runs batted in. Right-hand hitting right fielder up here with a runner at first and nobody out. Hits that sharply to the right. A shortstop into left field for a base hit past the diving Patrick Berry. So 2 quick hits for the Beavers here in the second. They've got runners at first and second. Here's Willie Tatum. 6'3" sophomore out of Grand High School.
For the Beavers, number 1, first baseman Willie Tatum.
Tatum with a couple of runs batted in this season. Sophomore first baseman with the runners at first and second. Stouch playing in a little bit at third, not knowing if Tatum might put one down. He shows bunt, takes outside for a ball on a fastball. 1-0. Alex Garcia came in. Now he's playing in front of the runner at first. He was behind Diaz on that pitch, but now he has moved up. Now he's back behind him. As Tatum waits, Darren Eels, the shortstop on deck. Willie shows bunt again. Bunts it, popped it up, and a nice bunt, and it hits down. Thought it was going to be caught in the air, but a good play by the pitcher, Timothy, to come off. He throws Tatum out at first base, but Willie delivers a perfect sacrifice bunt on a very difficult pitch to bunt. And the runners are at second and third with just 1 out, and here's Darren Eels. Eels has 1 home run and 5 runs batted in on the season. So he's up here with runners at second and third and 1 out in the second. Right-handed hitting shortstop. Takes in the dirt. Nice block back there by Amaral. Might have saved a run. It's 1-0 on Darren Eels. Anthony Packard, the third baseman to follow for the Beavers. Trying to knot this one up at 2 with a base hit from Darren Eels. Swinging and a miss on that one. Said Darren with 5 runs batted in on the season. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter Timothy from the windup with runners at second and third. We got a balk out here, so we're going to have a run scored on a balk. And I don't know what he did, but it sure was loud and it sure was instantaneous. That'll move a runner over third, and we're going to have a little discussion. Let's see if we can overhear, because that's the way we do it. We can't afford a field mic, so we're trying to overhear what the umpire yells at the coach. There are a lot of new regulations for pitchers these days as far as stepping off and stepping back on the rubber. And the coach just does the old coach thing, shakes his head, looks for help from the other umpire, gets none, and then just shakes his head. So run across the plate for the Beavers, 2-1. And now moving over to third is Jonas Diaz, still just 1 out here in the inning. And the base umpire explaining to Hunter Timothy exactly what happened on that one. And Jones McCoy, I know you're a semi-expert on these things, but do you have expertise on this one?
So when he came set, or when he thought he came set, he had his hands extended out in front of him. And then he brought his hands into his body before his motion started. Okay. And I really think that that's what the second base umpire was looking at, is not coming set in the normal motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Stones McCoy. Here's the pitch. And that is in there for a strike on Eels. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now over at third base is Jonas Diaz. Rice scores on the balk. No RBI, of course, but Darren can still get one here with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. They're going to have to throw down to first. The ball's in the dirt and it's bobbled. Nice play down there by Alex Garcia to retire Eels. So 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Timothy, and here's Anthony Packard. The third baseman out of Colfax, hitting at 179 so far this season. With 3 runs batted in. He's got a runner down there 90 feet away, but now 2 outs. Open stance from the right side. It's outside, off-speed pitch. Nice block again by Amaral. 1 ball and no strikes on Packard. Marcus Pabada, the number 9 hitter, on deck if Anthony can keep things going here in the second. pops it up on the infield. Calling is Garcia, the first baseman. He comes in toward the mound, reaches up, and makes the catch. So 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. At the end of 2, it's the Roadrunners 2 and the Beavers 1.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the third, Butte leads it 2-1. Beavers scoring that run on the balk. And Ryan McCarthy, Carson Seaman, and Evan Stouch will be the first 3 hitters. And our stat guy Dave explains that since Hunter Timothy likes to go from the windup that looks like a stretch, you have to declare if you're stretching or winding up in the situation with the runners on base. And he did not declare or he did not stay with what he declared. And that's why the balk was called. And there was no hesitation by the umpire at all. He was right on it right away. And that gave the Beavers their run in the bottom of the second. Tried to get another one in, but unable to do so. So it's 2-1. McCarthy struck out his first time up. The gaudy numbers are still the same, though. 536 coming in, 5 home runs, and 16 runs batted in for the sophomore out of British Columbia. Left-hander against the right-hander, Miles Meyer. That's a breaking ball inside corner for a strike. Slider by Myers. Gets himself ahead in the count, 0-1 on McCarthy. Carson Seaman to follow. 0-1 coming up from Meyer. Hits it sharply out to second base, handled on a hop by Centeno over to first for the out. So McCarthy's retired for the second time on a ground ball out second base way. 1 out, and here is Carson Seaman, who struck out swinging his first time up. Carson, yesterday's pitcher for the Roadrunners, a 4-hit shutout. Got him the W, but struck out in the first inning. 280 on the season coming in, 9 runs batted in for the graduate of Placer High up in Auburn. Also the high school of our pitcher, Miles Meyer. And his first pitch is high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Evan Stouch, the third baseman to follow, 1 out here in the top of the third. That one is in there off speed for a strike, 1-1. That's the pitch he's had good control of so far today. He has walked 2 and hit 1. That all happened back in the second inning. 1-1 coming up. Same pitch, got chopped right back out to Meyer. He's going to go. As by rule, you have to run halfway to first and then throw it underhand, and he did the rule. Actually, I think the rule is 2/3, but I think he only did half. Underhands it over to Willie Tatum for 2 outs, and here's Evan Stouch, who was hit in the helmet by a pitch his first time up, but he looks none the worse for wear, so that's good to know. Evan out of Vista High School. He's a sophomore playing third base. Came in at 273, 3 home runs, and he's driven in 12. Right-hander against right-hander, and Evan wants to take a break here and step out. Think things over. Miles Meyer working from the stretch. That's a breaking ball. Slider in there for a strike. 0-1 on Evan Stouch. If he gets something started, Alex Garcia, our new favorite guy, will be up. The first baseman out of the North Pole. Another pitch just like the one before, but a little bit low, so I guess not just like the one before. 1-1 on Evan Stouch. Both teams scoring all their runs in the second inning. 2 for the Roadrunners, 1 for the Beavers. We are in the top of the third. That one falls in there for a strike. Meyer heading the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good-looking crowd out here. Not as many canine Stones as we've seen on another occasion. I did see a little one come in a nice little sweatshirt. Nice jacket earlier. But a good crowd out here on a Friday. 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul by Evan Stouch. Our guy Jamil down there doing his photography stuff. What's his company again? XTG Media for all your media needs. Look him up, xtg.com. It's on the screen right now. If you follow that, Jamil will take care of you. He promised me he would. Anybody that calls if I tell him to. Here's the pitch. Lined up the middle into center field, base hit. Stouch waited for that one, reached out and poked it into center field. Third hit of the game for the Roadrunners, and that will bring up Alex Garcia, the first baseman. He walked and scored back in the second inning. Alex out of the North Pole. I just like saying that. Steps in here with the runner at first and 2 outs. 5 for 12 coming in, so still 5 for 12 as the walk does not count against your statistics there. Good lead over at first base, and Meyer thought so too because he gunned it over to first. Willie Tatum put the tag down, and Stouch is just barely back in. I say just barely back in to try to build the drama. He actually was back comfortably. Meyer checks him. Shorter lead this time, so it worked. That's a fastball. Just misses outside to Garcia. 1 ball, no strikes on Alex Garcia. Colby Amaral, the catcher, to follow. 2 outs here in the third. Beavers looking for their 3rd win of the season. Butte comes in at 10-2 early on. That one swung on and missed. 1-1. The game yesterday went to the Roadrunners 5-0. Meyer checks the runner at first. That's Stouch. That's fouled out of play by Alex Garcia, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the first baseman. So these 2 teams will be back in action tomorrow up in Orrville. It's not that far, really. You can go up there. And then next week, as we said, 3-game series with Solano Community College. Breaking ball down in the dirt in Imperial with a nice block. 2 of those games on Tuesday and Friday will be here at Beaver Field, and we'll have them for you both at 2 p.m. first pitch. Two and 2 on Garcia. Stouch still leading off at first base. 2 outs here in the third. Fastball, call, strike 3 outside corner. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 2.5. It's the Roadrunners 2 and the Beavers 1.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the third, almost a little bit late, Stones. I apologize. I was talking to statistician Dave man, that's fascinating stuff. He's got everything going on. If you're following the game, online or something, Dave's the man taking care of you. That's fantastic. Marcus Babada leads off in the bottom of the third against Hunter Timothy. First pitch is high for a ball. He'll be followed by Dominic Ott and Aiden Imperial. That's 9-1-2 for the Beavers. They trail it 2-1. Marcus takes a little bit low for a ball, 2-0. Beavers with 2 hits, both back in the second inning. A single by Rice, a single by Diaz. Evan later scored, much later, on a balk. Babada swings and misses at a high fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike on Marcus. That one is right down the middle, evens the count at 2-2. Hunter Timothy, the right-handed pitcher on the mound for the Roadrunners out of Pioneer High School. Just a freshman, 1-0 on the season. 2-2 pitches in the dirt, 3-2 on Babada. Hitting in the number 9 spot for Coach Jay and the Beavers. Popped up out of play, so Babada stays alive, 3-2. Coach Jay must be mad at me. Usually he comes up and says hi or something. I don't know. I tend to have that effect on people. Oh, well. I have a friend, Dave. That's hit sharply out towards second base, picked up out there by Cole Arnold over to first for the out. So Babada hits it well, but right at Cole Arnold at second base. Got it over to Alex Garcia for the first out, and here's Dominic Ott, who hit the first pitch he saw out in the center field in the bottom of the first, where it's caught out there by Agarwal. So he is 0 for 1. Dominic comes in at 275, the sophomore from Wood Creek. 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. That home run was actually in this park, which is pretty impressive. That is in there for a strikeout speed pitch, 0-1. We're 340 down the line, 370 in the alleys, and 390 straight away. And the wind usually blowing against the hitters in this park. Ott hits it sharply right out second base. Arnold scoops it up, takes his time over to first. And Ott is retired 4-3 in baseball terms. And here comes Aiden Imperial, the catcher. Aiden grounded out to shortstop his first time. Came in at 350 on the season. Trying to get something started with 2 outs. And David Centeno to follow. Right-hander against the right-hander Timothy. That's inside for a ball. Imperial ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the third. Butte leading this one 2-1. That one's right down the middle. 1-1 on Aiden Imperial. Timothy delivering. Off speed, outside corner, strike 2. 1-2. Timothy, ERA of 6.23 so far, but throwing the ball very well here today. They'd given up 16 hits in 13 innings. Check swing just a little bit outside and low, so staying alive is Aiden Imperial. 2 strikeouts so far for Timothy in this one, 2 hits allowed, both of those back in the second. And he is even in the count, 2-2. That's it. Into the hole in the left field for a base hit. So Imperial reaches on an inside fastball and guides it between third and short out to left field. Returned in there by Landon Gomes, but Aiden over at first base with 2 outs. Third hit for the Beavers, and here is David Centeno, who struck out his first time up. So he is 2 for 4 on the season. Centeno, a freshman, waits for the first pitch. Is inside fastball. So number 14 takes it inside. It's 1-0 on David. Looks down at his third base coach. 2 outs, runner at first base. And the throw over to first base, Imperial is back. Good lead over there. Here's the pitch. It's a little blooper out towards short left field. Shortstop goes out. He's going to try to make the play. Reaches around, and what a play did he make. What a play out there by Patrick Berry. Was going back over his left shoulder, caught it back over his right shoulder for the third out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. After 3, it's the Roadrunners 2 and the Beavers 1.
baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the top of the fourth as the ground crew does their job, and I make it sound very glamorous, but just a bunch of the players dragging we used to call it just a drag or something across the field, dragging the infield. And Miles Meyer completing his warm-up tosses as they complete their duties. It'll be Colby Amaral, Cole Arnold, and Patrick Berry, 7, 8, and 9 for the Roadrunners as Aiden Imperial guns it down to second base, and we are ready to go. What a catch that was by Patrick Berry to end the bottom of the third, going over, looking to his left, and had to come back over and adjust and reach all the way around to his right and make the catch on the pop fly. And that could have been a big hit for the Beavers. Here's Amaral, who walked and scored his first time, so still looking for that first official at bat in this one. A home run in 5 batted in for Colby. 308 on the season. Every time an umpire says something to a pitcher now, I have to wonder if he's warning him of some kind or invoking some archaic rule that just was invented. That's it sharply back up the middle. Nice job at the second baseman, over to first, and he got him. What a play. It looked like it was past Centeno. He does the backhand pickup and turns and guns it. He's a pitcher also, so he guns it over to first base. Willie Tatum with the scoop. That's an excellent play out there by Centeno, and kind of a payback for the Berry play, and one out, and here's Cole Arnold. It was hit sharply. He got past the pitcher, and Centeno did not look like he was even in the picture. What a play he made for the first out. And here's Arnold. Takes a fastball on the outside corner. Struck out his first time. Cole out of Livermore, a sophomore. 0-1. That's a big play for your pitcher right there. That one's hit sharply up the middle, and that one, I'm going to wait, is into center field for a base hit. Centeno could not get over and get that one. So Arnold is 1 for 2. Fourth hit of the game for the Roadrunners, and coming up is Patrick Berry, the aforementioned shortstop, left-handed hitter, coming in at .395, hitting to a fielder's choice. His first time up, chopped one back to the pitcher with the bases loaded, and Meyer underhanded it to Aiden Imperial and got the force play at the plate. Thrown over to first base does Meyer, and back in there is Cole Arnold. Berry out of Reno, Nevada, the sophomore. Meyer checks first base. Comes to the plate. Runner's going. It's an off-speed pitch. The throw down to second base on a hop and just barely misses getting Arnold, but he is in there safely. Tough to throw on the off-speed pitch. Well done by Imperial. Scooped it up. Gunned it down to second, but just a little bit too late, and Arnold now in scoring position. Pitch was called a ball, so it's 1-0 on Patrick Berry. Patrick Berry, 10 runs batted in. Shows a bunt. That one is too high. So quickly ahead in the count, 2-0 with the top of the order, Landon Gomes, who has a couple of singles. He is on deck. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the fourth. Arnold down at second base after a single and a stolen base. That's a swing and a miss. Inside corner, 2-1 on Patrick Berry. Good cut, but couldn't get it. Willie Tatum is at first. David Centeno at second. Darren Eels, the shortstop. Anthony Packard over at third. Aiden Imperial behind the plate. Miles Meyer on the mound, looking at the 2-1 pitch. Fastball just misses outside, 3-1. Marcus Babada in left, Dominic Ott in center, Jonas Diaz over in right. For ARC, 2-8 on the season against the Roadrunners at 10-2 coming in. Check of second by Meyer. Here's the 3-1. That is inside and low, ball 4. Third walk by Miles Meyer. He's also hit a batter. First and second, and here's Landon Gomes, who's 2 for 2 and has an RBI today. Came in at 351. Picked up his 8th run batted in the season back in the second inning. Activity for the Beavers in the pen. Stones McCoy with the Stones Radio Network's binoculars checking it out. Still looking for a sponsor for those. That's it. Lined into right field. Diaz moves over. He's got it. It reaches up and makes the catch. Tag at second base. His throw will be cut off. So moving over to third is Arnold. But Gomes is retired. Another well-hit ball, a wicked line drive. And here is Jake Agarwal. Jake has hit 2 balls out to right field himself pretty well, but he's been retired on both of them. Agarwal, the center fielder. 348 coming in with 4 runs batted in. Flied to right in the first, flied to right in the second. The one in the second, a little bit harder hit. But Diaz handling the fly ball from Gomes. No chance to get Arnold. He's safely over at third, but now first and third, and we'll see if Barry decides to take off from first base. Stepping off is Miles Meyer. Jake Agarwal is from Kenwood, Illinois. Good lead over at first by Barry. Arnold leading down from third as well. Ryan McCarthy on deck. Raking ball in the dirt, and there goes the runner, and he's going to make second easily. It's almost a delayed steal that time by Barry, as he saw the ball was in the dirt and just took off. So he's at second. Over at third is Cole Arnold in a 1-0 count on Agarwal. Meyer comes set, checks the runners. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 on Agarwal. 2 in the second for Butte. 1 for the Beavers in the bottom of the inning. Both teams scoreless in the third, and now we are in the fourth. 2 on and 2 out. Another breaking ball, and that's fouled back to the screen. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jake Agarwal. Ryan McCarthy, who leads the Roadrunners with 16 runs batted in and 5 home runs. He's 0 for 2 today, but he is on deck. So a big hitter right here for Miles Meyer, working in his 4th inning of work. Dave, the statistician, thinks that, and I think the home plate umpire looks like he might agree with him. Well, he put up 2 fingers with the left hand, and there's only 1 ball, so I'm thinking maybe he did call it. Again, with the rules about mound management, that's outside. Let's see what he flashes this side, because it should be a 3-2 count if it is, and he usually would show that, so he's not. So we're going to go with 2-2. Two and two. I'm going to have to go to a class and learn all the new rules about pitcher etiquette. That's chopped foul. So I am assuming it's 2-2 because I haven't seen anything else being flashed by the umpire. And usually, like I say, at 3-2, now he's going to turn around. And Dave tried to wave to the umpire. Just, hey, I'm Dave. There you go, 2-2. I don't know. I just met him. I'm going with Dave in this one. I'm not going with the umpire. Agarwal waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Meyer. Runners at second and third. Fastball down low. 3-2. First base is open, but you got McCarthy on deck. So Meyer comes off the Anthony O'Connor, the left-hander, looks like he is warming up out in the pen. Here's the 3-2. Inside ball 4. So Agarwal gets the base on balls, second of the inning, fourth of the game. And here's Ryan McCarthy. 536 coming in, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. He has struck out and grounded out to second base so far, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. We'll step away for just a second. We are in the top of the fourth of this one. Butte College leads it 2-1.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Everything, the combo is broken up by the umpires. We are ready to go. Bases are loaded, top of the fourth. Big moment in the game here is Ryan McCarthy, the left-handed hitting sophomore out of British Columbia, at the plate. Meyer from the stretch. Catches the outside corner with that one. 0-1. Good first pitch. Got the call, and he's ahead 0-1 on McCarthy. Arnold at third. Barry at second. Over at first, Agarwal. Snack bar is open today. That's good news. Fastball inside, gets away, and scoring from third, the Roadrunners. Cole Arnold comes in on the wild pitch. Scores the third run of the game. Moving up, Agarwal and Barry, so now it's second and third. And Ryan McCarthy still at the plate, but now it's a 3-1 count here in the top of the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike on McCarthy. Snack bar hadn't been open, and they went out downstairs. It hadn't been in use for a while, and they went downstairs and renovated it, and it's working today. That's a fastball, misses outside, 2-1. I thought I saw nachos, which would be a step ahead for humanity if that's true. 2-1 on Ryan McCarthy. First base now open. Carson Seaman to follow. The cleanup hitter. McCarthy hitting in the 3 spot for the Roadrunners. Here's a 2-1 coming up from Meyer. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, 3-1. Good block by Imperial on that one. 3 balls, 1 strike on McCarthy. Agarwal is at second. Over at third is Patrick Barry. 3-1 pitch. That's a slice foul out of play to our left, so it's 3-2. Another full count, this time on Ryan McCarthy. We're in number 25 in the rather subdued colors of Butte College. Kind of going with the brownish, kind of gold. The numbers do stand out. I like that, though. 3-2 pitch is chopped in front of the plate. Imperial's going to pick it up, but he's going to pick it up in foul territory, so everything will have to be reset. Runners return to your positions, and McCarthy comes back to the plate. Beavers kind of thought they had a break there as trying to pick that up. Imperial was out from behind the plate very quickly, but that ball rolled foul. So McCarthy will get another swing at 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Barry down at third. At second, Jake Agarwal. Meyer stares in and gets the sign from Imperial. Checks the runner at third. Here's the 3-2. High fastball, ball 4. Third walk of the inning, 5th of the game for Meyer, and hit by pitch. And here's Carson Seaman, who struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. The Hillmen from Placer High facing off against each other for the third time here as Meyer has got the advantage the first two. But now the bases are loaded again. 3-1 here, top of the fourth. Right-hander against right-hander. I think that might hit him on the helmet, I think. No, it didn't. They're going to throw back to second. I thought he got hit. It looked like Seaman kind of looked back and thought he got hit, but he didn't. And Imperial took advantage to try to throw it behind the runner at second, Agarwal, and he got back in. A nice play by Eels to keep that one from going out into center field. So a very exciting first pitch, but it's 1 ball and no strikes on Seaman. That's slice foul. Back to the screen, 1-1 on the fastball. Carson Seaman, a sophomore out of Placer High School. As we said, through the complete game 4-hitter yesterday in the Roadrunners 5-0 win. Batting in the cleanup spot, DHing today for Butte. 1-1 count. That's hit down the right field line, out of play, over toward the picturesque forest area here. That's where Stones likes to go with his picnics. Takes them deep into the woods where it says no admittance, do not come by past this point. That's the places he likes to go. 1-2. Fastball's too high, 2-2. Tried to throw that one right by him and missed high, 2-2. Evan Stouch, the third baseman, on deck. Willie Tatum yelling encouragement to his pitcher from the first base spot. 2-2 coming up. High fly ball right field, probably going to be foul. Tatum giving chase. Willie trying to get it down there, and it didn't look like he made the play. Well, that's a long way to go for Willie Tatum. Couldn't make the catch. It dies way too far out in straightaway right field to try to get that one as it kind of sliced a little bit as it was going down the right field line. So Tatum gave it a try, couldn't catch up, and we'll go back and do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Carson Seaman. 280 on the season for the pitcher / DH. Also listed as a catcher on the roster. 2-2 coming up. Breaking ball, and that did hit him, I think. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if the umpire maybe said he put his hip out there, but he did not. So hit by pitch and an RBI. And that's what's plagued Meyer today is he's now hit 2 and walked 6. And here's Evan Stouch, who has been hit by a pitch and singled. So he is 1 for 1, and I think we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll step aside as we'll leave you in the top of the fourth. Roadrunners leading this one 4-1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Jake Morrell, the new pitcher for the Beavers, making his 4th appearance of the season, 13 innings pitched, 3 earned runs allowed, a 2.08 ERA, and he's up here to face Evan Stouch with the bases still loaded, 2 runs in for the Roadrunners. They lead at 4-1. Morrell, a left-handed pitcher. The freshman coming to us, I believe, from Whitney High School. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses that outside corner. 1-0. 9 walks, 10 strikeouts for Jake Morrell so far. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1 to Stouch. As we said, Evan 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch. He has scored a run. Alex Garcia to follow. 8th batter of the inning for the Roadrunners. They have 1 hit in this inning. 1-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. That just misses the outside. So it's 2-1 on Stouch. Agarwal's over at third. McCarthy at second. Over at first is Carson Seaman, who got the hit by pitch RBI. That's Carson's 10th of the season. RBI, not hit by pitch RBI. 2-1 is in there. Call strike 2 inside corner. Stouch did not necessarily agree, and Stones McCoy thought it was low, but Stones McCoy's an old man, and he's 100 feet away. So what does he know? Or what does he know? What does he know when he doesn't agree with me? When he agrees with me, he's a very wise man. Here's the 2-2. That's popped up right side. Probably going to get out of play. Willie Tatum's going to give it a try, but that one is out of play down the right field line. Into the right field seats down there, the bleachers at right field. 2-2. There's a little canine. The canine count, you can't count it if it just walks by the field. You can't count that. I think softball yesterday, I think we had almost a half dozen different canines. Tremendous job. 2-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen. A sailing fastball by Jake Morrell. So the count remains 2-2. A single, 3 walks, hit by pitch, and a wild pitch in this inning for the Roadrunners. Here's 2-2. Chopped out to a pitcher, knocked off the glove of Morrell, and nobody's going to be able to get that one. They tried to throw it to first. A nice try by Packer, but it's an infield single, and a run will score. Agarwal crosses the plate on the infield single for Evan Stouch. Hit it sharply back off the glove of Morrell. McCarthy moves to third. Seaman now at second and Stouch at first. Third run of the inning. Second hit doesn't leave the infield. And here's Alex Garcia, who was walked and struck out looking. So he is the 9th batter here in the 4th inning. 5-1 in favor of the Roadrunners. Breaking ball in there for a strike on Garcia. 0-1. First baseman batting was 5 for 12, now 5 for 13 on the season. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Looked like he tried to call for time and didn't get it, or then took it back or something. And then Morrell delivers the breaking ball but misses outside, so it's 1-1 on Alex Garcia. Morrell on in relief of Miles Meyer. That's swung on and missed. What? More than a check swing, less than a full swing. So like a half, 3/4 swing. But the result's not good for Alex Garcia as he's behind the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases still loaded for the Roadrunners here in the 4th. That's a line down the first base line off the glove of Tatum into foul territory for a base hit. 1 run scores easily. Here comes the second one around, and I think they're going to, they thought about sending the next one, and here comes, we're going to have a play at the plate. The tag is made, and he is safe. The ball was dropped, so he's safe at home. So Stouch scores. He was thrown out at home, but the ball was dropped by Imperial, so 3-run score on the play. And that makes it 8-1 in favor of the Roadrunners. So Garcia with the single, he will get credit for 2 runs batted in. He will end up at third as he ran Stouch off of third base, and Stouch went for home. Packer threw it to the plate. The tag was made. The ball was dropped. And here's the next batter down to third base. Here's Packer across the diamond and throws out Colby Emerald 5 runs on the inning, make that 6 runs on the inning on just 3 hits and 1 left. At the end of 3.5, it's Butte 8 in ARC 1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 6 runs in the 4th for Butte on just 3 hits. They lead it 8-1, and here come the Beavers, Evan Rice, Jonas Diaz, and Willie Tatum. Rice singled his first time up. The freshman playing in the DH spot today. 1 error, a charge in that inning to the Beavers on the drop ball at home plate on the tag. The first pitch is a little short there, bounces over on the plate and over the catcher, so it's ball 1 to Evan Rice. He and Diaz led off the second inning with singles. They'll be leading off this inning, and that one is on the outside corner for a strike. Learned a lot talking to Dave, the stat guy. That's chopped into the hole. Third baseman cuts it off, though, picks it up, guns it across the diamond, and gets Rice by a step. That is Evan Stouch, who made a fine play, going to his left, robbing Rice of his second hit of the game. So 1 out, and Jonas Diaz comes in. Jonas with a single back in the second inning, so he is 1 for 1. He's had a lot of action out in right field as well. So he is up here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Timothy's pitch is hit well out to center field. Going back is Agarwal, still going back, reaches up and makes the catch about 2 steps in front of the warning track in deep center field. So well hit by Diaz, but he is out. 2 away, and Willie Tatum will be the hitter. Really got a hold of that one. As I said, tough part to get it out of on the best of days. A little breeze today, and he hit it to the absolute worst part, straight away, 390. I'm going to give him probably 375 on that one. But Agarwal, a good job going back on it and pulled it down. Tatum takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Willie sacrificed his only appearance back in the second inning, moving Rice and Diaz from first to second and to third. Breaking ball inside for a ball. One of them later scored on the balk. That was Evan Rice. Only run so far for the Beavers. They have 3 hits. 8 runs on 6 hits for the Roadrunners. Swing and a miss by Willie. Got a good cut at that one, but a little bit behind it. So it's 1-2 on Willie Tatum, the sophomore out of Grant. 6'3" right-hander. Slightly open stance against Hunter Timothy. Swing and a miss. He got him on strike. So 1-2-3 for Timothy in the 4th. We go to the 5th, and Butte leads at 8-1. And we are back to Beaver Field for action here in the top of the 5th inning. Jake Morrell on the hill for the Beavers in relief of Miles Meyer, who went 3 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts during those 3 2/3. So Morrell will face Cole Arnold, then Patrick Berry and Landon Gomes. 8, 9, and 1 for the Roadrunners. There's a bunt right back to the pitcher. Morrell scoops it up, turns, and throws to first too high and pulls Tatum off the bag, and he will be safe at first, Cole Arnold. Waiting for my statistician to give me a called an error on the pitcher for the throw, as I think he had him. He had him as far as at first base with a good throw, but pulled Tatum off the bag, and Arnold is at first base, his second time reaching base, and here's Patrick Berry as Morrell throws over to first base. Breaking ball catches the outside corner of Patrick Berry, who has hit into a fielder's choice and walked, scored a run back in the 4th when the Roadrunners scored 6. Morrell delivers the plate. That's bunted also. Morrell scoops that one up, turns the throw to first, and that one is thrown into right field past to diving Willie Tatum. And here comes Arnold all the way around third, and he's going to stay there, and Berry will stay at second. So I thought the ball went out of play there, so that's why we had slowing up right there. But Arnold's over at third. Second error in a row for the Beavers, and Berry is at second, so second and third. Third error of the game for ARC, and here is Landon Gomes, who singled twice and flied to right. Gomes singled in the first, RBI single in the second. Takes a fastball on the outside corner right there for a strike. The sophomore from Ferndale, playing left field, came in at .351 with the home run and 7 batted in for the Roadrunners, who have started the season 10-2. Another breaking ball. That catches the outside corner. 0-2. Good-looking pitches from Jake Morrell, the freshman. Freshman left-hander against the right-hand hitting Landon Gomes. Jake Agarwal to follow. That one sails outside. Good job by Imperial to keep it from going to the backstop. 1-2 on Landon Gomes. Eight runs on 6 hits for the Roadrunners so far today. That one a check swing. Did he go? I don't think he did. Let's see if they check. Nope, not even asking for help. So umpire pretty solid with his decision. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two teams meet again tomorrow in Orrville for the 3rd game of this series. Here's the 2-2. That's chopped to third. Packard has it. He's got the runner off third base. He's going to run him toward home plate. Gets it to Imperial, who Imperial's going to run him back. He'll make the tag. They're going to try to get it to second. Thrown out there, scooped up by Centeno. So moving all the way to second is Gomes, but the runner, Cole Arnold, is thrown out at the plate. It's a fielder's choice. Arnold is out at the plate, tagged out by the catcher. Moving over to third is Berry. So still second and third, but now 1 out, and that'll bring up Jake Agarwal. Jake has flied to right twice and got a base on balls, scored back in the 4th, so he is 0 for 2 so far. 348 coming in for Jake. Infield is in for the Beavers. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. A nice block by Imperial as that ball was down in the dirt. So it's 0-1 on Jake Agarwal. Ryan McCarthy to follow. The umpire says, you know something? I've been noticing lately that plate's a little bit dirty. He cleaned it up. Now we're ready to go. Argument up here between Matt the PA guy and Stones McCoy over whether that was a strike or not. I'll go with Stones on this one. 0-1. That's outside for a ball. 1-1. Tatum in. Centeno in. Eels in at short, and also Packard even with the bag at third. We are on the top of the fifth. That's also outside from Jake Morrell. 2-1. Agarwal wearing number 8, the center fielder for Butte College. Morrell comes set. That's a good-looking pitch in there for a strike. Evens it up at 2-2. Tomorrow, the Beavers are on the road to Orville to take on Butte in the third game of this series. And next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, they take on Solano Community College. And Tuesday and Friday, they will be home games here at Beaver Field. 2 p.m. first pitch. We're right here on YouTube. American River College Athletics. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just misses 3-2. We urge you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Become part of the growing list, the growing number of subscribers, as we just debuted softball yesterday and got a nice little kick in subscribership right there, as that is a community that supports its sport. Here's the pitch. That is outside, ball 4. Agarwal walks for the second straight time. That loads the bases. And here's Ryan McCarthy, who is struck out, grounded out, and walked. 536 coming in, 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. You wonder how many times you can avoid his big bat. Carson Seaman, the DH, is on deck. 1 out here. We're in the top of the 5th. Barry is over at third. Gomes at second. Agarwal at first. The pitch to McCarthy inside for a ball and an off-speed pitch from Morrell. Left-hander against left-hander. He falls behind in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Same pitch, same result, inside, ball 2. Morrell thought he had himself a strike there, and he steps off the mound to regain his composure. 2 balls and no strikes on McCarthy. 1 out here in the 5th. Swing and a miss at a fastball. McCarthy had him 2-0, got a pitch he looked like he wanted, just a little bit behind Morrell's fastball, and it's 2-1. Jake, a freshman out of Whitney High, against McCarthy. Ball 3. Too high on that one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Barry leads off at third. That's outside, ball 4. So McCarthy gets the base on balls, gets himself his 17th run batted in the season as Barry crosses the plate. Moving over to third is Gomes. At second now is Agarwal, and here's Carson Seaman, who was struck out, grounded out, and been hit by a pitch and got an RBI for it. That's his 10th run batted into the season. He's up here now with the bases loaded and just 1 out in the 5th. 9-1 for Butte. That's lined into left field in front of Barbada. For 1 run will score. Marcus gets it in. The throw is all the way to home plate. So it's an RBI single for Seaman, his 2nd RBI of the game. Scoring is Gomes, moving to third Agarwal, to second now McCarthy. And Seaman's over at first base. First hit of the inning. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound again. We may get another pitcher for the Beavers, so we'll step away. We are in the top of the 5th right now, and the score is Butte 10 and the Beavers 1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed a job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Josh Heinkel, the new pitcher for the Beavers, making his 6th appearance of the season, 7 1/3 innings, with a 2.45 ERA for Josh. Big left-hander, sophomore. First batter he faces will be Evan Stouch, the third baseman, who has been hit by a pitch and then a couple of singles and an RBI for Evan. That's his 13th run batted into the season. Seaman with that single has 11 now for the Roadrunners. Bases still loaded, just one out here in the 5th. And the big left-hander Josh Heinkel facing Evan Stouch. Right-handed third baseman from the stretch. That's in the dirt, blocked by Imperial. 1 ball, no strikes. Beavers have to be cautious. They still have a game to play tomorrow, so can't use all their pitchers in this one. They've used Miles Meyer and also Jake Morrell and Josh Heinkel. That's inside again. 2-0. Used 4 pitchers in the game yesterday, but I believe Tyler Moore was the only one that went more than a couple of innings. So probably everybody else would be available tomorrow for Coach Jay. Seaman at first, McCarthy at second, Agarwal over at third. Stouch with a 2-0 count here against Josh Heinkel, the third pitcher for the Beavers. That one is fouled back to the screen. It looked like it was going to be inside as well, but Stouch thought he could do something with it. And he did. He fouled it back to the screen. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Evan out of Vista High School. He is a sophomore for the Roadrunners. Have a lot of sophomores on the team. Here's the 2-1 coming from Heinkel. Hit out short center field. Ott comes on. He's going to have a play on it. Makes the catch. Tag from third. He throws it all the way through, but it's cut off by Willie Tatum, and it would not have been in time. It's a sacrifice fly for Stouch. Another RBI. Coming across the plate is Agarwal. McCarthy and Seaman hold their positions at first and second. So third run is in. It's 11-1. And here is Alex Garcia. So Stouch with a couple of runs batted in. Carson Seaman with a couple of runs batted in for the Roadrunners. And here is Garcia, whose walk, struck out, and singled. His single drove in a couple of runs back in the 4th inning. First pitch is outside. He sliced it down the right field line inside the bag, just off the glove of diving Willie Tatum. One ball, no strikes. That's a fastball, and that's in there for a strike inside corner. 1-1 on Garcia. If he keeps it going, Colby Amaral in the on-deck circle for the Roadrunners, looking to make their record or run their record to 11-2 on the young season. Beavers sit at 2-8. Runners at first and second. Sales on a fastball. 2 balls and a strike on Alex Garcia. Sophomore Heinkel gets set, checks his runners. Chop foul down the third base line, so the count even at 2-2 now. Anthony Packard goes and picks that one up. And we are ready to go in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Good crowd out here today at Beaver Field, checking this one out. Hopefully not happy about the way it's gone, because that would mean, if they are happy, that's Roadrunner fans, and we don't want them in here. Oh, man. I don't get petty or anything, but 2-2 coming up. High fly ball, well hit left center field, but Ott is going to call for it in left center. The wind knocks it down a little bit, and he makes the play. So 3 runs on a hit and 2 left at the end of 4.5 now. It's Butte 11, and the Beavers 1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the 5th, Darren Eels will lead it off, then Anthony Packard and Marcus Babada, 7, 8, and 9 against Hunter Timothy, who's gone through the first 4 innings, giving up just the 3 hits and 1 run. So here is Eels, the shortstop.
17 is now in the 2-hole, and the 1 hole goes to center field. For Butte, yeah. Agarwal's out. No, Agarwal's out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Fastball is inside for a ball.
17 came in for Agarwal and is going to play left field.
Left. Okay.
And then the left fielder moved to center.
High fly ball, center field.
What was the first pitch?
That's Gomes out there, makes the catch. As we had Aiden Moore come on, he's playing left field now, and Gomes has moved over to center. Agarwal is out. And a fly ball to center field for Eels. He is retired, and here's Anthony Packard, who popped out his first time up. Hits out a line drive in the left field over the third baseman's head, and Packard is going to go all the way almost to the fence. Packard rounds first. He'll have an easy double, and will probably ease into second base. A base hit for Anthony Packard, a double. The 4th hit of the game for the Beavers. He is in scoring territory, and Marcus Babada will be the hitter, and Anthony jumped all over that one and lined it in the left field. Had to feel good for the freshman out of Colfax. And here's Babada, who grounded out to second his first time up. So Gomes now is in center field, and Aiden Moore is over in left for the Roadrunners. Babada swings and fouls it into the catcher's glove for a strike on 1. No balls, 1 strike on the left-handed left fielder in the number 9 spot. Dominic Ott to follow. Packard leads from second. Babada takes inside for a ball, 1-1. Four hits for the Beavers in this one. 3 singles and the double by Packard. Anthony leading out at second base. Patrick Berry trying to keep him close out there. 1-1 pitch. Babada takes high and outside with the fastball, 2-1. Timothy, 13 innings pitched on the season. He is working in inning number 5 here in this one. No activity that we can spy out in the bullpen for the Roadrunners. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed the fastball. Bada got a high fastball and went after it. Couldn't catch up to it, and that evens it up at 2-2. Packard leads off from second base. Timothy checks him once. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Fourth strikeout for Hunter Timothy. And here's Dominic Ott. Fly to center field, a ground ball to second base for Dominic, so he is 0 for 2. Came in at 275, the sophomore out of Wood Creek. He actually played some with the Lincoln Potters. So makes him a Potter legend, of course. That's the way that works. So 2 Potter legends in this game, one of each team. He takes it on the outside corner for a strike on 1. A little off-speed pitch. 2 on the field, Stones McCoy. I am indeed a Potter legend, probably bigger than that. I got a bobblehead, man. No, you were not in that bobblehead. I did that thing like they do on the TV commercial where they circle you and you're out of the picture. 0-1 pitch. Ott hits it sharply down to third base, scooped up down there, and across the diamond, just gets him by half a step. That was Stouch with a good play and a good throw, and Ott is retired 5-3. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 5, we've got Butte 11, American River 1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 6th, Colby Amaral, Cole Arnold, and Patrick Berry, 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Roadrunners against Josh Heinkel, the third pitcher for the Beavers. Miles Meyer started, then Jake Morrell, and now Josh Heinkel. The left-hander came on in the 5th to finish that, and then gets a couple of flyouts. And Amaral to the plate. He has walked, grounded to second, and grounded to third, so he is 0 for 2. Sophomore out of Nevada Union. Takes outside with a fastball, 1-0. Top of the 6th, Roadrunners 11, Beavers 1. Butte trying to make it 2 in a row in the 3-game series. That'll conclude tomorrow up in Orrville. He takes high, 2-0. A 1 o'clock start tomorrow up in Orrville. Nice Saturday afternoon action. 2-0 pitch is high again, ball 3, 3-0. Right-hand hitter with an open stance. Amaral waits for the 3-0. Right down the middle, call strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cole Arnold waiting on deck. Three-one pitch is down a little bit too low, ball 4. Amaral's on with the base on balls, his second walk, and that'll bring up Cole Arnold, who struck out, singled, and reached on an error, and has scored 1 run. Actually, he was cut down at the plate in the 5th, so just scored 1 run. Fastball sails high, starts him off. 1 ball and no strikes. Unofficially the 8th base on balls, given up by the Beavers. Pitchers have also hit 2 batters. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike, 1-1. Amaral leading off at first. He came in at 308 for the Roadrunners. That's a high curveball. 2-1. Arnold started out at 192. It is 1 for 3 today with a single back in the fourth inning. Get it right back up the middle. Swinging and a miss at a fastball. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh Heinkel wearing number 44, the big left-hander, the sophomore. Against the right-hand hitting Cole Arnold. That one is a breaking ball outside of the strike zone, so it's 3-2. Livermore, sophomore out of Livermore is Cole Arnold. We're number 27 for the Roadrunners. Full count pitch coming up. That's in the dirt, ball 4. So 2 on, nobody out, and Patrick Berry comes up to the plate. Patrick hitting in the number 9 spot. Fielder's choice, walk, and reached on an error, and he scored 2 runs. 0 for 2 so far. Came in at 395 and 10 runs batted in from the number 9 spot. Sophomore out of Reno, Nevada, up here against Heinkel, who I believe is from Intercom High School. That's chopped foul back to the screen, 0-1. Reminder to you that you can still get information at arcbeavers.com on the big crab feed going on tomorrow, 5 to 10 in the Student Center. All proceeds benefiting ARC student athletes. And that is the big selling point, and the crab, and the Garrett Perkins project. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. 0-2. So still time to get your tickets for that one. Silent auction, great food, great drinks. It's got it all. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Good job by Josh Heinkel to retire Patrick Berry for the first out of the inning. And here is Aiden Moore, who came in for... No, this should be... Well, no, it's Aiden Moore. So Moore came in for Gomes then. And Agarwal is still in the game. So I had it backwards, of course. So Gomes leaves. He was 2 for 4 in this one. Aiden Moore is a sophomore out of Vanden High down in Fairfield, as the umpire decides he's got to clean the plate off again. So he is in left field. And now the umpire is going to go out and toss to Josh Heinkel, or just, well, thought he might just give him a new baseball. Maybe that's what he's going to do. Again, you never know these days with the warnings and stuff and the rules of, mound visits and all that stuff. Might have been giving Aiden Imperial a couple of seconds here. Catchers oftentimes need time. They just need a minute here and there because they take a beating back there, blocking balls in the dirt, which Aiden has done a bunch of times here today. No, I'm not going to say that, Stones. 1 ball, no strikes. Moore, who entered the game for Gomes, back in the bottom of the 5th, takes ball 2. Two-0 pitch down low, ball 3. Amaral walked to open the inning, then a walk to Arnold, and now 3-0, a strikeout for Berry for the first out of the inning, and then 3-0 now on Aiden Moore. Ball 4 sails outside. Amaral goes to third. Arnold at second now. And now we've got another pinch hitter. It looks like Daniel Daniels. So Daniel Daniels comes on for Agarwal. So we're going to have a meeting at the mound here, and we'll take a timeout with the bases loaded here and 1 out in the 6th, and Butte College leading this one 11-1.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Nick Rosemont, the new pitcher for the Beavers, the 4th pitcher after Meyer, Morrell, and Heinkel. Nick making his 3rd appearance of the year, just an inning and 2/3 so far. The right-hander, he's a sophomore. Giving up just 1 earned run in that inning and 2/3. He will face Donnell Daniels out of Baldwin High School. His pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Daniels wearing number 13. 0-1. 1 out in this inning. Rosemont's next pitch is lined right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and they'll hold off there. So moving up a station to station, Amaral scores. Daniels gets himself an RBI. And moving to 3rd is Arnold. Moving to 2nd now is Aiden Moore, and that will bring up Ryan McCarthy, who has struck out, grounded out, and walked twice. He's picked up his 17th RBI of the season. Came in at 536. That one is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 7th hit of the game for the Roadrunners. They have 12 runs. It's 12-1. Rosemont's pitch is hit high in the air to center field, left center. Dominic Ott's moving over. He'll have it. And he will throw it all the way to the plate. And they're going to cut it off. So ended up at 3rd base, but it's a sacrifice fly by McCarthy. His 2nd run batted of the day. Scoring is Arnold with the 2nd run of the inning. Everybody else stays put. And here comes number 26, John Lanterman. He is high school listed as Beach Wilson High School, which is a cool name for a high school. So Lanterman is in as the DH for Seaman here in the 6th. Carson was 1 for 3. Had himself an RBI. Actually had himself 2 RBIs. So here's Lanterman. left-handed hitter against Rosemont. Takes just a little bit high for a ball. John is a sophomore. One 0 pitch coming from Rosemont. Lanterman takes in there for a strike. One pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2. Daniels actually came on in a replaced role, but he has that's his 7th RBI of the season. Fastball's outside, also has 3 home runs. Two balls and 2 strikes on Lanterman. 2 outs and 2 in as well. That's hit sharply out towards second. Centeno waits for it, picks it up across to first, and that's the end of the inning. So 2 runs on 1 hit and a couple left. At the end of 5 1/2, it is Butte 13, AR 1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
We move into the bottom of the 6th. Butte on top of a lopsided score 13-1. Hunter Timothy still out on the mound for the Roadrunners. He'll face Aiden Imperial, David Centeno, and Evan Rice. 2, 3, and 4. But I think we've got ourselves a pinch hitter here. I think that's Dylan Herforth hitting for Imperial. So Imperial exits. He is 1 for 2 in this one. And Herforth at the plate swings and misses at that one. And he is quickly 0-2. Dylan will be coming in behind the plate in the top of the 7th inning. Fastball inside and high, 1-2. One-two pitch, swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That is, I believe, the 5th strikeout. And here is David Centeno, who has struck out and popped out to shortstop. Actually, the pop-out was in short left field, and Patrick Berry made a fine play on it. Shows bunt, pulls it back, breaking ball's in there for a strike on 1. Jones McCoy said it was high. And his argument, when I asked him about it, he says, it was. That's not really an argument. Another breaking ball, that is in there. Jones McCoy says that's too low. What is he, Goldilocks or something like that? He needs one just right. Swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down for the Beavers here in the 6th. And then Evan Rice coming to the plate. Sammy the Lab is out there. Sammy the White Lab. The canine count reaches a couple. Sammy the White Lab in the front row. Evan Rice takes the ball. He's got him a single and a ground out, so he is 1 for 2 here today. He scored the only run of the game for the Beavers. That was back in the 2nd inning. Takes high with a fastball from Timothy. 2 balls, no strikes. Hunter Timothy, the freshman out of Pioneer High, working in his 6th inning. 5 2/3, giving up just 4 hits and the 1 run. Rice chops that one foul at the plate. Retrieved by the on-deck hitter, Jonas Diaz. 2-1 on Evan. High fly ball left field out of play. Way out of play. Hit well, but up in the air. The wind takes it, blows it off. Way out at the left field. Over by the parking structure. Well, not quite that far. Well, maybe. 2-2. Breaking ball. Call strike 3. Took a minute for the umpire to pull the trigger, but he did. Forgetting for Timothy, he strikes out all 3 Beavers. We go to the top of the 7th, and Butte leads it 13-1.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 7th, we've got a pinch hitter for Evan Stouch. That would be Carter Lyons, freshman out of Pleasant Valley, coming in for Evan Stouch.
He will be in the 7th. He is in for Evan, the third baseman.
So Lyons takes the first pitch outside.
I can't see the spots. There's too many guys in there.
So Stouch with a couple of hits. Actually, he was 2 for 2. His sacrifice fly was hit by a pitch. A couple runs scored and a couple runs batted in for Evan Stouch. And here's Carter Lyons. He's followed by Alex Garcia and then Colby Emerald. Lyons takes down low for a ball, 2-0. Lyons takes that one right down the middle. 6 for 26 so far in the season for Carter Lyons. Has a single RBI, hitting at .231. Swings and pounds that one out to the left to shortstop. Eels knocks it down, gets up, throws to first, but it's not going to be in time. A nice play by Darren Eels, but a single for Lyons. He is at first base. That is the 9th hit for the Roadrunners. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Alex Garcia. Good play by Eels, but that by the time he scrambled to his feet and let it go to first base, Lyons already down the line. So here's Garcia, who's walked, singled, and flied to center. Nick Rosemont with the pitch in there for a strike, the 4th pitcher for the Beavers today. Miles Meyer started, then Jake Morrell, Josh Heinkel, and now Rosemont. That one is just a little bit off the outside corner, so it's even count 1-1 to Alex Garcia. No, Stones, it was not a strike. Stones McCoy, the mastermind of the Stones Radio Networks, and the cameraman, the director, the producer extraordinaire, but no idea about the strike zone. Really none. Rosemont with the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. For a guy who wants to be involved in all aspects of a baseball team, coaching, pitching, batting practice, bullpen catcher, no idea of the strike zone. It's really criminal. Willie Tatum not holding the runner on at first base. Lions with a modest lead over there. That is just a little bit outside. 2-2 on Alex Garcia. He's like the little boy that cried wolf. Stones, you cannot say every pitch is a strike when it's called a ball just because it's on the other team. You can't do that. You're going to lose credibility. That sails up high, ball 3. Not even you can claim that was a strike, so it's a full count to Alex Garcia. Colby Emerald, the catcher, on deck. Lions leads at first. That's down low for a ball. And here's Amaral, who's walked, grounded out to second, grounded out to third, and then walked again. He scored 2 runs. The sophomore out of Nevada Union High School up in Grass Valley is up here with 2 on and nobody out in the top of the 7th. Rosemont checks the runner at second base. His first pitch is outside and gets past the catcher. That would be Herforth, who's come in for Imperial. And moving over the runners to second and third now. And Herforth is going to go out and talk to Nick Rosemont a little bit. Getting their signal straight as Dylan is new to the game. He's a freshman. Rosemont, a sophomore, out there on the mound. One ball, no strikes on Emerald. Cole Arnold is next. High fly ball, foul, out of play. 1-1 on Emerald. Comes in at 3:08 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Scored a couple runs in this one.
I have not seen him pitch. I don't remember seeing him. Yeah.
That's why I asked.
He may be the victory cigar.
Okay.
Rosemont stepping off. Now he's ready with the delivery. Fastball caught the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Amaral. Lions down at third. Pinch hitter with a single. Then Garcia at second. He walked and they moved up on the wild pitch. That's popped out of play again. So it stays at 1-2 on Amaral. Checking to see if the canine count can be upped at all. But not seeing anybody. Our lab even left. Sam took a walk, yeah. He's going to do that. Swing, did he go? I think he did. Yeah, and yes, he did. Rung up by the base umpire, tagged out by Herforth. The strikeout recorded on Amaral, 1 out. Runner still at second and third. Here's Cole Arnold. Arnold, the second baseman today, struck out single, reached on an error and walk. So he is 1 for 3. He scored twice. Came in at 192 for the sophomore out of Livermore. Up here against Rosemont. Fastball's high and outside. 1-0. Patrick Berry on deck, the shortstop. Rosemont checks his signs with Dylan Herforth. That ball's hit foul down the dugout of American River College down the third base line. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. These two teams meet again tomorrow up in Orville, 1 p.m. first pitch. Then the Beavers have a 3-game series against Solano Community College next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday and Friday will be right here at Beaver Field, 2 p.m. first pitch on both of those occasions, and we'll have them for you. That's a line drive to the right of second base into center field for a base hit for Arnold. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. He will also score, so 2 runs are in on the 2-run single by Cole Arnold. as Lyons comes across, and so does Garcia. That makes it 15-1, and Arnold with a couple of runs batted in. And here's Patrick Berry. Arnold down at first base now. One out here in the seventh. Fastball caught the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 on Patrick Berry, who has reached on a fielder's choice, walked, reached on an error, and struck out. So he is 0 for 3, does have 2 runs scored in this one. Lines that one down the left field line, but it's slicing foul toward the bullpen area. So quickly 0-2 on Berry. Aiden Moore is on deck. Moore came on in the 5th inning for Landon Gomes. Right back up the middle, ground ball into center field for a base hit. So Berry picks up a single. Ott has it out there, returns it into the infield. 3rd hit of the inning for the Roadrunners. Moving down to second is Cole Arnold, and here's Aiden Moore, who has 1 plate appearance and has walked. That was back in the 6th inning. 1 out, couple runs in here. We're in the top of the 7th. Right-hand hitting Aiden Moore out of Vanden High, the sophomore. Takes outside for a ball. 1-0. Moore wearing number 17. Pretty squared up stance from the right side against the right-hander Nick Rosemont. Hits that one well into left center field. Odds on his horse. He's not going to get there. Drops in front of Dominic. Picks it up quickly. Gets it into second base. It's a single. 3rd straight hit for the Roadrunners. They've got the bases loaded. And Donnell Daniels comes up to the plate. He had a base hit his last time up. We said he had a single last time, drove in a run. Comes in with an average of 270. 3 home runs and 6 runs batted in, make that 7. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Daniels from Baldwin High in Hawaii. H-I-S-O-I, I believe it is. I've already been on, so they have a guy from the North Pole and a guy from Hawaii. That's pretty good. 0-1 on Daniels. Right-handed hitter. Breaking ball catches the corner. It's in there for strike 2. 0-2. One out here in the inning. 2 runs in. Bases are loaded. 3 straight hits, 3 straight singles. Arnold, Berry, and Moore. Breaking ball sliced down the right field line out of play. And Daniels stays alive. 0-2. Nick Rosemont, the 4th pitcher for the Beavers. Looks into Dylan Herford, the 2nd catcher for the Beavers. Fastball's high. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball's popped up on the infield. Infield fly will be called, and Willie Tatum will come down and take care of business. 2nd out recorded on a pop-up. And Ryan McCarthy coming back up to the plate, but doesn't look like it's Ryan McCarthy. We've got another pinch hitter, it looks like. Number 3, that would be Chance Belding. So Belding, a freshman out of Spanish Springs in Nevada, he will bat for McCarthy. Ryan was 0 for 2, did have a couple runs batted in, and did score 1. And here's Belding. Oh for 2 so far, and his plate appearances this year. The left-hander waits for the first pitch and takes a strike on the outside corner. Bases are loaded, 2 outs here in the 7th, 2 runs in. And Belding, the pinch hitter, comes to the plate. Oh, 1 pitch. That's chopped down to first base. Tatum's going to handle it. He's going to flip it over to Rosemont covering and make the play. So 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 left at the end of 6.5. It's Roadrunners of Butte 15, American River College 1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 7th, Jonas Diaz, Willie Tatum, Darren Eels. First 3 hitters against Hunter Timothy, still in there. He's given up just 4 hits over the first 6 innings. Had 3 straight strikeouts that are back in the 6th inning, so he was reaching his peak perhaps, and his first pitch to Diaz is fouled back. Jonas has a single back in the 2nd, then he flied deep to center. That was in the 4th inning. So he is 1 for 2. Check swing, did he go? I believe he did. 0-2 on Jonas Diaz. Willie Tatum waits on deck, and then Darren Eels. 5, 6, and 7 for the Beavers. 0-2 pitch misses outside. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th. That's in the dirt. Gets all the way back to the backstop. 2-2. On Jonas. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance against the right-hander Hunter Timothy. Swings and misses. He got him on strikes. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Hunter Timothy. And here's Willie Tatum, who sacrificed back in the 2nd and then struck out in the 4th, so he is 0 for 1.
For the Beavers, number 1, first baseman Willie Tatum.
4 strikeouts through 5 innings for Timothy, and then he struck out the last 4 as Tatum takes the ball outside. So he has 8 on the day. Tatum hits that one into right center field. Going after it is McCarthy. He's not going to get it. That's over his head. That's Belding out in right field picking it up, but here's Tatum rounding second. He's headed to third. The throw comes in. He slides. He's got himself a triple. Willie Tatum's at third base with 1 out for the Beavers. Just a slicing line drive by Willie. Got all of that one. No chance for Belding. Had to go after it. Ran it down, but Tatum was not taking double for an answer. He makes it all the way into third. 5th hit of the day for the Beavers and ends a streak of 4 straight strikeouts, which is good. And that'll bring up Darren Eels. The shortstop is struck out and flied to center. Takes in there for a strike, 0-1. Looks like a Jackson Parmenter warming up in the bullpen for the Roadrunners as Eel slashes at that one, hits it back to the screen. Parmenter, a right-handed pitcher, freshman out of San Lorenzo Valley. 0-2 on Eels. That's sales high. Nice job by Amaral to get that one and keep it from going back to the backstop. So it's 1-2. One-two pitch, high ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Eels. Darren takes inside, ball 3. That's a close one. And he is into a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Timothy's 3-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Good block again by Amaral. But Eels gets the base on balls. First and third for the Beavers. That'll bring up Anthony Packard, who slashed a double to left field his last time up, popped up in the second. So Anthony is 1 for 2. Comes in at 179, but really jumped all over a pitch back in the second. Or excuse me, back in the fifth. And doubled down the left field line. So he's up here. Down at third, it's Tatum. Over at first is Eels. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Packard takes high on a fastball from Timothy. Don't have a pitch count on Timothy, but I got to be thinking maybe around 80 or 85. I'm sure Dave, the statistician, has one, and he says it's 85. So maybe I don't need a stat guy. Maybe I just come up with numbers out of thin air. Okay, maybe I do need a stat guy. 1 ball and 1 strike after that call strike on Packard. Swing and a miss. Took something off that one. Anthony out a little ahead of it, so it's 1-2. Marcus Barbata is on deck. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Packard digs in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside, ball 2. 2-2 on Anthony Packard. Eels leads off at first base. Willie Tatum walks down the line at third. Timothy delivers the 2-2. Chopped out towards shortstop. That's going to get the run in. They're going to go to second for 1, then over to first, and no throw is made. It's a fielder's choice RBI for Packard. And the second run of the day comes across the plate for the Beavers in the person of Willie Tatum. Eels is retired. The fielder's choice in RBI goes to Packard. And that brings up Marcus Babada. And we're going to have a pinch hitter, it looks like, for Marcus Babada. Looks like number 18. That would be not on the roster. Jimmy not on the roster. Hopefully Dave the stat guy knows. Christian Ristori comes on. So Christian Ristori batting for Marcus Babana. Marcus was 0 for 2 while he was in there. Ristori now with the runner at first base and 2 outs. Takes that one right down the middle for a strike. So Christian at 15 on our roster is actually number 18. Breaking ball sliced down the right field line, but foul. So quickly 0-2 on Ristori. Packard leads off at first base. I think that's Anthony's 4th RBI of the season. Fastball just misses outside, 1-2. Roadrunners thought that was, I think unanimously declared that was a strike, and they all started running off the field, but it doesn't really matter what they want to do. Dave the stat guy. Looks like I got to school Dave the stat guy on how baseball works. That's line fouled on the left field line. Just because everybody wants to go home doesn't mean you get to, call the third strike on your own. No, Dave. No. Dave the stat guy is a guest in the booth, but that doesn't mean Dave the stat guy is always right. I know he's seen many baseball games. There's a fastball. That is on the outside corner, call strike 3. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 7. It's the Roadrunners 15, the Beavers 2.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 8th, Roadrunners with the big lead, and they will send up John Lanterman, the first hitter, the DH. He'll be followed by Lyons and then Garcia here in the 8th. Nick Rosemont still out on the mound for the Beavers. Lanterman making his second appearance. He grounded out back in the 6th when he came on for Carson Seaman as the DH. Hits that one high up in the air, out of play. That'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lanterman. Lanterman 1 for 6 coming into the game. That one's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rosemont working from the stretch. We're in the top of the 8th here. That is a high fastball, just a little bit too high, so it's 3-1 on Lanterman. Carter Lyons on deck. That's swung on and missed. 3-2 on John Lanterman. There is activity in the bullpen for the Roadrunners. But last time there was activity, it was actually the starter keeping warm. 3-2 pitches high, ball 4. So Lanterman reaches. So it is Jackson Parmenter still warming up in the pen. We maybe expect to see him in the 8th inning. And here's Lyons, who came on for Evan Stouch back in the 7th, and he singled and scored. So he is 1 for 1 in this one. Freshman out of Pleasant Valley. Takes a breaking ball. Nice looking pitch from Rosemont. 0-1 on Carter Lyons. Alex Garcia to follow, the first baseman. Same pitch, same result. 0-2 on Carter Lyons. As Rosemont found the right place for that one. 0-2. Texas runner not being held on by Tatum. Same pitch is chopped foul, that one behind the plate. And Dylan Herforth has to run it down. Give it back to the umpire. In exchange, he got a nice new one to get out to Nick Rosemont. Well, it doesn't look that new, really. Kind of slight. It's only slightly used. One ball, 2 strikes. Make that no balls, 2 strikes. Make that a pop-up on the infield. Called by Darren Eels out at shortstop right next to second base, and he makes the play. So Lyons is retired on a pop-up to shortstop. 1 out, and Alex Garcia comes to the plate. The first baseman has walked, struck out, singled, flied to center, and walked again. Scored a couple runs. He's driven in a couple runs. Right-hander against the right-hander, Rosemont. Nick delivers. Outside, gets away from Herforth, and going down to second base is Lanterman. Wild pitch on that one. And he is down at second with 1 out, and Garcia with a 1-ball, no strike count here. Amaral on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a check swing in there for a strike, 1-1. Reminder, go on arcbeavers.com and you can find the heading for the big crab feed going on tomorrow night, 5 to 10 at the ARC Student Center. Great food, great drinks, silent auction. That one's in there for a strike. Garrett Perkins Project will entertain you, and every ounce of the $70 ticket to get in and eat, not just getting in, you're eating too. It all goes to support our ARC student athletes. Jones McCoy is one of the Garrett Perkins Project groupies. There's a pitch that's just a little bit low, so it's 2-2. Although there's probably a lot of them around. He's the only one that I know. It would be really weird if everybody goes there to see the Garrett Perkins Project and they don't even want to eat. You know, it's not the crowd that gets them in there. But I don't care. As long as they, support the athletes, that's what I care about. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball fouled. I mean, your reasons are your own. Maybe some people like to go to silent auctions. You can get some great stuff there. I do like silent auctions because it does kind of, the hubbub is a little bit, diminished there. I don't think I've ever won a silent auction. I put ridiculously low numbers, just hoping that no one else will bid. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm very frugal in that way. Here's the pitch. Check swing, call, strike 3. So Garcia down on strikes. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Runner still at second base is Lanterman, and here comes Colby Amaral, the catcher. Walked and scored in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, also in the 5th. Walked and scored again in the 6th, then struck out in the 7th. Rosemont's pitch is down low for a ball, blocked by Herforth. 1 ball and no strikes. So Amaral officially 0 for 3. He does have 2 runs scored. Open stance from the right side against the right-hander Nick Rosemont. 4th pitcher for the Beavers here today, and his fastball sails a little bit high. 2-0. Cole Arnold, the second baseman, on deck. He has a couple of hits in this one. That's popped up right side. Coming on his day is trying to blot out the sun. Reaches up and makes the catch in right field. So good inning for Nick Rosemont. No runs, 1 left at the end of 7.5. It's Butte 15 and the Beavers 2.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Bottom of the 8th. Here come the Beavers top of the order, Dominic Ott, and then Dylan Herforth and David Centeno against the new pitcher Jackson Parmenter. Parmenter, a freshman out of San Lorenzo Valley, right-hander, still taking his warm-up tosses. 3.86 ERA for Parmenter. Making his 5th appearance. So Ryland Druck is going to come up and hit for Dominic Ott. Dominic Ott 0 for 3 today as Druck steps in against the new pitcher. Shows bunt, bunts at it, misses it, so it's 0-1 on Ryland. We met his grandmother a couple of games ago, I believe. Yes, we did. She came up to the window. No, I don't see her. 0-1 to Ryland. Takes outside 1-1. Maybe she's home watching on the American River College YouTube. There you go. Hello, Ryland's grandmother, excuse me. I don't say Ryan. Sure he gets that all the time. 1-1 pitch from Parmenter. It is in there, call strike 2. Got some moving around here for the defense of the Roadrunners. They've got Jason Olson over at first. Arnold's still at second. Lyons now is at shortstop, and Alex Garcia has moved over to third base. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. In left field now is Aiden Moore. In center is Daniels, and right is Belding. Shaw Lee is not in the game yet, but he is warming up out in the bullpen, and here is Dylan Herforth. He takes outside for a ball. He's 0 for 1 so far today. He came on for Aiden Imperial back in the 6th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Hunter Timothy, 7 innings, 5 hits, just 2 runs. Struck out 9 for the Roadrunners, so he was excellent today. There's a fastball is in there for a strike. So 2 great pitching performances in 2 days as Carson Seaman threw a 4-hit shutout yesterday, and Timothy goes 7 innings, gives up just 5 hits and 2 runs today and strikes out 9. 0-1 pitch, or 1-1 pitch is popped up right side. Looks like Olson at first base is going to call for it, and just at the last moment stick out the glove and make the catch. 2 outs, and here's David Centeno. Struck out, popped out, and struck out. So David 0 for 3 today. 2 for 6 on the season. David playing at second base today. Also on the mound has been one of the best Beavers pitchers so far this season. He takes a breaking ball outside. 1-0. Bottom of the 8th here, 2 outs. Pops that one up. Short left field. Moving on is Moore calling for it. And he makes the catch in left center field for the out. So 1-2-3 for Parmenter in his debut here as we go to the top of the 9th, and Butte leads this one 15-2.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Fifth pitcher for the Beavers is Julian Blackwell, the sophomore. Usually playing on the infield. He is on the mound right now. He'll face Cole Arnold, then number 19, that would be Jason Olson. So Olson will bat in the number 9 spot for Barry. First pitch from Blackwell is right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. From the windup, the pitch is outside, off-speed pitch. One to Arnold. It is outside again, 2-1. So Blackwell, the fifth pitcher for the Beavers. Meyer started, in Morrow, Heinkel, Rosemont, and now Blackwell, and that one's popped out of play. Meyer, Morrell, Heinkel, Rosemont, and Blackwell. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Arnold. Then Olson, and then Aiden Moore for Butte. From the windup, Blackwell delivers in the dirt for a ball. That's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle, call strike 3. And that'll bring up Jason Olson, his first appearance of the day. He's a freshman out of Vanden. He came on to first base. 9 for 29 on the season for Jason Olson, so he's hitting .310. He takes outside a fastball from Blackwell. 1 ball, no strikes. Olson hitting from the right side here. Looks to be a tall gentleman. He takes outside again. I'm going to say about 6'3". I'm going to say a very tall gentleman. Stocky fella, too. They don't give us any heights or weights, so I get to just, But he's a big guy. It's 310, comes on. Blackwell's fastball is in there for a strike, 2-1. And that one's in there for a strike as well. Two balls, 2 strikes. Outside for a ball. That fills the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Blackwell against Olson. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 2 straight strikeouts for Julian Blackwell. And that will bring up Aiden Moore, who came on in the 5th inning for Landon Gomes. He has walked and singled in his 2 appearances. Aiden, a sophomore, he's also from Vanden. Blackwell's pitch is fouled out of play. So Coach J might have found himself a gem here as Blackwell's come on and struck out the first 2 batters he's faced. And he's ahead the count 0-1. Look out. Well, I jinxed him because he hit Moore on the left hip right there. 3rd hit batter for the Beavers pitchers today. And that will bring up Daniels, who came on in the 6th, had an RBI single, and then popped out in the 7th. So Daniel is 1 for 2. Moore leads off down at first base. So Aiden Moore came on and Reached base all 3 times he was up. That's lined into right field. Dice is going to come on, reaches up, makes the catch. So Blackwell gets out without any harm done. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Roadrunners lead this one 15-2.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Shaw Lee is the new pitcher for the Roadrunners. Right-handed pitcher, freshman out of Churchill County in Nevada, 6'1", 200-pounder. Comes on, he's the third pitcher of the day for the Roadrunners. Hunter Timothy went the first 7 innings, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs, struck out 9. Then Parmenter came on in the 8th, went down 1-2-3 with 1 strikeout, and now Shaw Lee. This is Lee's 3rd appearance of the season, 4 1/3 innings. And here's Evan Rice, who is singled, grounded out, and struck out. First pitch is fouled over by the Beavers dugout. 0-1 on Evan Rice. Next one, and breaking ball just misses the outside corner, so it's 1-1 on Evan Rice. Amaral still behind the plate for the Roadrunners. Here's Lee's next pitch. It's a little blooper out towards shortstop on 1 hop, and it's going to be an infield hit as no one can pick it up out there. Garcia playing third, Lyons at short, really didn't know what to do with that one. It hit the ground and kind of kicked left, so Rice gets himself an infield single, his 2nd hit of the game, the 6th hit for the Beavers, and Jonas Diaz coming up to the plate, but I think we've got another pinch hitter as he's whispering to the umpire his identity. Looks like it's Tyler Moore. So Tyler Moore will take over for Diaz. Tyler listed as a pitcher.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 40, Tyler Moore.
So Moore comes on, pitcher outfielder. So, I mean, you know, he's comes up for his first time here in the 9th inning with Rice over at first base. That's a fastball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Willie Tatum is scheduled next for the Beavers. 1-0 from Lee, right down the middle, call strike. 1-1 on Tyler Moore, who steps out. I notice this a lot of guys when they take a fastball right down the middle. They step out and they take a vicious practice swing. I like that. Shows character. Chops that one foul over by the on-deck circle. Willie Tatum scoops it up. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Tyler. Freshman. Rice leads over at first base. Breaking ball is chopped out in front of the plate. Pitcher comes off, picks it up, goes to first base, and gets him by a step. Moving down to second base is Evan Rice. Moore is retired 1-3. It brings up Willie Tatum. Willie sacrificed back in the second, then struck out in the fourth, and then lashed a triple to right center field in the seventh and later scored. So he is 1 for 2 on the day. He's got Rice out at second base and 1 out here in the ninth inning. Darren Eels scheduled for the next hitter for ARC. Tatum squares off against Lee. First one is a breaking ball in there. A slider for a strike, 0-1. Timothy, then Parmenter, and now Shaw Lee. The 3 pitchers for the Roadrunners so far in this one. That's a fastball. That's in there for a strike. So Tatum quickly behind 0-2. Steps out and has a little chat with the umpire, maybe a little chat with himself. Rice leading out at second base, 1 out here in the ninth. Check swing, did he go? He did not go, according to the base umpire. The field umpire says, puts the palms down, so Willie will live to fight another day. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
At some point, that becomes a question.
Breaking ball swung on and missed. So 2 outs here in the ninth inning. The last chance is Darren Eels, the shortstop. He has struck out, flied to center, and walked.
The Beavers number 5, shortstop Darren Eels.
11 strikeout for the Roadrunner pitchers. And Eels steps in against Lee. Breaking ball on the corner for a strike, 0-1. 2 teams meet again tomorrow in Orville, 1 p.m. first pitch. Conclude this 3-game series. Lee takes his time to get his sign. He's got it now, 0-1 coming up. Breaking ball breaks outside of the strike zone, 1 ball and 1 strike on Darren Eels. If he keeps it going, Anthony Packard, the third baseman, is on deck. Darren settles in, slightly open stance from the right side. Lee with the sign, looks back at Rice. Fastball just misses outside. 2-1 on Darren Eels. Roadrunners will improve to 11-2 on the season with a win here today. Beavers will fall at 2-9. Shaw Lee delivers. That's in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike to Eels. Been on base twice. Actually once with the walk back in the 7th inning. Was trying to give him an extra base hit, but I couldn't do it. Eels waits. Here's the Lee's pitch. That's outside. So second straight time that Darren has reached on a base on balls. He's at first. Evan Rice stays at second. And here's Anthony Packard, who has popped out to first, doubled, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Got himself an RBI back in the 7th. So Anthony is 1 for 3.
Number 12, third baseman Anthony Packard.
2 outs, 2 on. Packard swings, hits it sharply down to third, scooped up at third by Garcia, and he steps on the bag, and that is the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. Final score, Butte College 15, American River College 2. As I said, these 2 teams will meet again tomorrow in Orville, and we'll be back next week on Tuesday, as it'll be American River College against Solano Community College. And then also on Friday, the third game of that series will be here on YouTube, as Stones and I will be here for that one at 2 p.m. first pitch. We thank you for checking us out today. We urge you to subscribe to the American River College YouTube channel so you can follow American River College, whatever sport it is, whenever there's a home event and we are on site. On behalf of Stones McCoy and myself, I say thank you for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
I think we're ready to rock.